All right, great job on making it to our assignment page. So this is going to be our assignment that we are going to fill out today. We have a new poem, and this poem is titled Little by Little. I'm going to go to this version so we can see it a little bit better. So our title of our poem is Little by Little, and this is something called an idiom. That means it's a common phrase that people use that means something different than what it sounds like. So think in your head, have you ever heard anybody say little by little? Maybe somebody talks about something growing little by little or something happening. Maybe I became a teacher little by little. It happened over a long time, little by little, step after step. So that's going to be the title of our poem. And the author, as you can see, is anonymous. That means we don't know who wrote the poem. It's anonymous. We're not sure who the person is who wrote the poem, and that is okay. So go ahead and follow along as I read our poem. Little by little, an acorn said, as it slowly sank in its mossy bed, I am improving every day, hidden deep in the earth away. Little by little, each day it grew. Little by little, it sipped the dew. Downward it sent out a thread-like root. Up in the air sprung a tiny shoot. Day after day and year after year, little by little, the leaves appear, and the slender branches spread far and wide, till the mighty oak is the forest's pride. So we're going to go ahead and look at our illustration right here. What is this a picture of? This is a picture of a tree, and if I had to guess what kind of tree, I would look at our last verse right here where it says, till the mighty oak is the forest pride. So I think this might be an oak tree. So this process, little by little, what is this title referring to? What is happening little by little? Look at our first verse. It says, little by little, an acorn said. Now, an acorn is a type of seed. So it goes in the ground, and little by little, something grows out of it. So our first verse talks about an acorn, and our last verse talks about a mighty oak tree. So I think that maybe little by little is about a tree growing from a little seed. Now let's think about our vocabulary words. I want you to think about how many stanzas you see in this poem. How many stanzas are there in Little by Little? 1, 2, 3. There are 3 stanzas. And in this poem, like we talked about happens sometimes, stanzas are labeled. So if you see a question that says, in stanza 3, what does this mean? Would you look at stanza 1? No, you would look at stanza 3. Now we know there are 3 stanzas. How many verses do you see here? How many verses? Go ahead and take a second and think about it. Now I could count each verse, or I noticed something that I've been working on in math class. I see that in each stanza, there are 3 stanzas. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 verses. Are there 4 verses in stanza 2? Are there 4 verses in stanza 3? Yes. So I know that there are 3 groups of 4. So if I know my multiplication, I know that 3 times 4 equals 12. So I know there are 12 verses. That won't always work, but I noticed that there's an equal number of verses in each group. So in this case, it did work. All right, friends. So let's go back to our assignment. So this is what you are seeing right here. And this is what you are going to fill out. So you are going to fill out the graphic organizer with these ideas in stanzas 2 and 3. So let's look at our table together. So this says idea of stanza 1, idea of stanza 2, idea of stanza 3, and the idea of the whole poem. So I already wrote in here the idea of stanza 1. Let's go check and see. Stanza 1. Little by little, an acorn said, as it slowly sank in its mossy bed, I am improving every day, hidden deep in the earth away. So the idea of stanza 1, I put the acorn is a little seed in the ground. Does that sound like the idea of stanza 1, what it might be? Now your job is to figure out, ooh, what is the idea of stanza 2? Let's look at stanza 2. Little by little, each day it grew. Little by little it sipped the dew. Downward it sent a thread like root. Up in the air sprung a tiny shoot. So if stanza 1 is about an acorn being in the ground, what could stanza 2 be about? I think if I'm looking at it, a good clue might be in this first verse right here of stanza 2. It says, little by little each day it grew. And the last verse in stanza 2 says, up in the air sprung a tiny shoot. So I think a good idea of stanza 2 might be, the acorn is growing into a plant. So you're going to do the same thing for stanza 3. Day after day and year after year, little by little the leaves appear, and the slender branches spread far and wide, till the mighty oak is the forest's pride. So what is the idea of stanza 3? I will tell you it has something to do with the picture that you see. All right, and then I want you to think about the idea of stanza 1, stanza 2, stanza 3, and how those are all connected. Remember, we've been looking for lots of connections this year between different sentences, paragraphs, and in this case, stanzas, part of our poem. So I want you to think about what the idea is of the whole poem, how stanzas 1, 2, and 3 are connected. And then what you're going to do is answer this question right here. Question number 2 says, how are the ideas in the second and third stanzas connected? Ooh. So you can look right back here at what you wrote. How does that help you understand what the poem is about? Okay, so this is important. This is how we are going to fill in our answers, okay? So as you can see, if I try and type, it doesn't work. Miss McJerry, Miss Johnson, how do I type in my answers? I'm going to tell you. You're going to go up to the top of this page. You're going to click this button right here, submit assignment, okay? And this is very important. You are going to come right up here to the very top. You're going to take one finger, press down, okay, on your Chromebook, and then move your other finger all the way down and lift up. So remember, you're going to hold one finger and drag your other finger so it makes all of that blue, okay? Press, drag. And once all of that is blue and both hands are up, you're going to move so your cursor, instead of an arrow, it looks like a capital letter I. You're going to make it look like a capital letter I by moving it over the words. And you're going to take your finger and press on this side of your keypad, okay? On your right side. Press once, and then you have some choices here. I do not want to print. I do not want to search. I want to copy. So you're going to take your finger and press. That means it is copied. You're going to scroll down to this box right here, okay? It says text entry. You're going to press your right finger down once again on this side, okay? Oh my gosh, so many choices. So these are all your options. You're going to paste right here. And look at that. Now we have everything that we can type. So friends, where it says type here, you are going to type, okay? So the idea of stanza 2, I might write the acorn is growing and getting taller. That's just my idea, okay? You can do something different. You're going to click here, erase these words. You're going to type your answer. Type your answer. The idea of stanza, oops, 3 is, and then you're going to write your answer. Not that, you're going to write your own answer. You're going to write here, the idea, oops, the idea of the whole poem is, you're going to write your answer. And then right here, erase my words that say type here. And you're going to write your answer. How are the ideas in the second and third stanzas connected? So you might start your sentence by, they are, let's say, the ideas are connected because, and then you write your answer, okay? And then see, because question number 2 has 2 parts. Because the second part says, how does that help you understand what the poem is about? So the ideas are connected because, and this helps me, sorry, I got distracted. This helps me understand what the poem is about because, and then you're going to write your answer. So friends, to recap, copied, remember, I highlighted all of this so it's blue. I made my cursor not look like an arrow. I made it go over the word so it looks like a capital I. Clicked copy. And then clicked paste, okay? Copy, paste. And then I filled in all of the boxes where it says type here. So that's 1, 2, 3 boxes that you have to fill out, and then 1 question that you have to answer. Okay, now let's remember when we're writing our answers, we need capital letters at the beginning of our sentences, and we need periods at the end. And I think that I should see at least 2 sentences here because question number 2 has 2 questions. All right? And when you are finished typing in your answers, you are going to click at the very bottom, Submit Assignment. All right, and if you do it correctly, you should see right over here, Submitted. That means you did it, and that means that as teachers, can read what you wrote and we can get back to you, okay? And so once you're finished with that, our next step, nope, that's not it. There we go. Our next step is to go back and go to our quiz because we already did this, right? We already did our assignment. Now we're going to go to our quiz. All right, friends, great job. I'm excited to see what you guys have to say about our poem Little by Little. I really enjoyed this poem. I hope you guys do too. We are proud of you and we hope you had such a great spring break. All right.